A much more dramatic picture in Portsmouth. Alison Harper's there. You're all right there, Alison?
I'm getting blown away, and this is just the start of it. The full storm isn't expected to hit until midday. So just imagine what it's going to be like then. We know that around midday, the town of Hythe could be vulnerable to these spring tides. These winds are having a massive impact already on transport in the south. A tree came down on a car in Dorset. Luckily, no one was injured, we've heard. There it goes again. It just keeps buffeting me. The trains are badly affected south of London. And of course, the ferries are cancelled. Who would want to go out in weather like this?
Well, nobody, I think, which is why I think we're going to let you go and get into some shelter, Alison. Stay safe. We'll get an update from you, we hope, a little bit later.
She needs to get inside. She can
does,
barely
yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to Portsmouth now and join our reporter, Alison Harper. You can see it's pretty miserable there. Alison, bring us the latest.
Well, the storm hasn't fully hit here. We're expecting to hit at midday today when we're told that the town of Hythe near Southampton is vulnerable to these high spring tides. But just look at it out there. It is absolutely vile, and you can understand why there's so many problems with transport in the region. In Dorset on the A31, a tree came down on a car this morning. Luckily, no one was injured. There are trees all over the roads, bits of branches, and police are telling people to drive really slowly. On the trains, there are delays on this side of London as they had to slow down because of this weather. And of course, on the ferries, if you're going over to France, they're likely to be cancelled. But from Portsmouth to the Isle of Wight today, the ferries are still running. But can you imagine actually going out in this? It is absolutely dreadful down here, and there's worse to come.
Yeah, and as you say, worse to come, which is why the Environment Agency is saying don't go out to have a look at it.
I think that is really good advice. Having driven down here this morning, the roads are atrocious. You can feel your car being buffeted by the winds. There are branches all over the roads, and you do wonder, you know, when could something actually fall down? And when you come out here, I know people do go out storm watching, and the advice is do not come out. We've had to move down to a more sheltered spot just because it is so blustery, and this rain is pelting down as well. There's a real mixture of bad, horrible elements of the weather today. The best place to be is indoors.
It is indeed, Alison. That's hopefully where we can put you a little later on. For the moment, thanks very much. Alison Harper there. Battered Britain, a major storm sweeping in from the Atlantic is expected to be the worst of the winter. Thousands have lost power, and a tanker is in trouble off the Isle of Wight.
We've seen the boats leave Portsmouth Harbour to go to the aid of that stricken tanker. We'll have more on that rescue when we get it. But meanwhile, Hampshire police are inundated with phone calls. Here, the south coast is being battered by the storms.